Yes, we are on Electric Avenue, which can mean only one thing. We've got our hands on yet another electric car, this time the Soul EV. Unlike some of its competitors like the Nissan LEAF and BMW i3, the Soul EV is based on a conventionally powered car, with a few design tweaks and of course the addition of a zero-emissions electric powertrain. Exterior-wise, there are some unique 16-inch alloy wheels with low rolling resistance tyres, additional cladding on the front bumper, and also if you want to be smug about your environmental awareness, there's this Caribbean two-tone paint job. One of the first things you may notice is that you don't get a conventional gear stick setup. Instead, you get something similar to an automatic, which is a gear stick lever with park, reverse, neutral, drive and a regenerative braking option, a feature we'll come back to later. You'll also notice these stylish white highlights, another unique feature of the EV model, and it's details like this that have earned the Soul EV a Red Dot Design Award. Space and practicality is pretty much as generous as the standard Soul model, so if you want more details on that, click the link at the end of the video. Anyway, let's get going. To start the engine, or battery in this case, it's literally as simple as pressing a button. Do that, and you get some nice melodic music. Then you're ready to go. As with every electric car, the drive is almost silent. Also, put your foot down when you're at the traffic lights or going around 10 or 15 miles per hour, and the 109 brake horsepower on tap will thrust you forward quite vigorously, although this surge of energy does ease out at about 30 or 40 miles per hour. Still, the Soul EV is good for a 0 to 60 miles per hour sprint time of 10.8 seconds, and it'll go on to a top speed of 90 miles per hour. As the Soul EV is always trying to preserve energy, the brakes start to pull back the second you take your foot off the accelerator, trying to preserve energy. This kind of feels like a giant elastic band, and to be honest, it can take a little getting used to. Now, Kia claims you can get a 132 mile range off a single charge, but realistically, you're probably going to get around 90 miles. But this will fluctuate depending on the road you're driving on, the traffic, and also the outside temperature. As the Soul EV has a 27 kWh battery, it is slightly more powerful than the Nissan LEAF, which has a 24 kWh battery, and this means you should get a better range, but nothing worth shouting about. This brings me on to its charging. All you do is simply plug it in, but depending on your location will depend on which port you plug in, as there are essentially 3 different ways of charging, each offering a different timescale. The simplest way to charge is to plug into a standard household plug socket, and this will take around 11 to 14 hours to fully charge. Obviously that is a long time, so for those in a rush you can use the fast charger stations, which you'll find in many cities, and you can actually have one installed in your home. If you simply cannot wait that long, then there's a rapid charger, which you'll get at motorway service stations, and this can deliver 80% battery capacity in just over 30 minutes. A handy feature for those who are charging at home is this scheduling screen. So if you know you're going to be out of the house for a day or two, but you still need to charge, then you can schedule accordingly and not use unnecessary electricity. When you are pottering about in the Soul EV, there are loads of features for you to be aware of, most of which help when it comes to efficiency and range. These include a display with your average speed, a cool 3D sat-nav which shows you the nearest charging points, and also a battery consumption screen which shows you how much energy you're using. There's also the regenerative braking mode. Usually electric cars do this automatically, but Kia give you the option to really optimise it. All you do is whack the gear stick down to B, and you'll slowly but surely roll to a stop, kind of like pulling a gradual, super efficient handbrake. In terms of driving dynamics, there's not that much difference between this and the standard Soul, and in fact, the 278 kilograms of additional weight in the Soul EV actually makes it feel sturdier on the road, especially in the corners. But if you are specifically after an electric car that is fun to drive, then there's no doubt you should go for the BMW i3. No emissions means no tax or London congestion charge, and no petrol or diesel means all you have to worry about is a small addition to your electricity bill, and you still benefit from Kia's acclaimed 7-year 100,000 mile warranty. However, even with the £5,000 government grant knocked off the price, the Soul EV is still almost twice as expensive as the standard model, and there are even some charging points around the country, particularly the rapid chargers, that have started to charge people up to £7.50 for a 30-minute charge. But would you still consider going electric? Let us know in the comment section, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. To watch reviews of other electric cars or of the standard Soul model, click a link on screen now.